Hello everyone, Krydex here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. We are looking at some Pi updates here, just making sure nothing too crazy is going on. New cotton gut stud icons, cool. Removed Mark 1 indicator from saw blade and cotton gut stud. Module icon rendering, blah blah blah, smart farm, something something. Fixed something being locked behind something. Re-added research cost halving when entering a new tier before Pi 4. I'll have to look into that. Alternative energy. Mark 4 trains now tilt on ramps. Alien temperature ranges in reheat. Oh, align temperature ranges in reheat recipes to rest mod pack. Hopefully that doesn't screw anything up. Steam cooling recipes to specify a minimum temperature instead of an exact requirement. Oh, that's nice. Molten salt to group them together. Descriptions of oil and gas to specify the fuel they burn. Oh, we had a big argument in the Pi Discord about this. We'll have to make sure my power plants are still running. Not seeing anything here. Whoa! Output fluid box size of all buildings from 100 to 1,000. Is that going to increase buffers? Wait, didn't they already make this change? I think we saw this. Glassworks max fuel consumption, not scaling with tier. Oh no. They nerfed it properly. Let's see. Output fluid box size of all buildings. Okay. Nothing too interesting going on there. Output fluid box. Mark 2 trains now tilt on ramps. Alright. Hot air stage 3, not requiring cook processing stage 3. Hey, that's what I reported. Well, okay, sorry. I said it out loud in my video. I didn't actually report it. I'm a little concerned about all of my buildings having a bigger output fluid box though at the same time. I'm so confused if that is going to increase buffers of everything. I don't know if I love that. So yeah, I'll pause the recording and we'll be right back in game. All right, well, my game didn't crash, so that's always good news number one. And like, are all my oil things running now to fill up output fluid box, or? But see, that's only 500. It does seem like something's changed here. Huh. Okay, so anyway, what's up with the technologies here? So, looking through the tech tree, they're talking about cost halving. This is something that used to be in the game that I think they removed. So when you move to a new tech tier, the costs get cheaper again. So then when we go from, you know, the 300 costs at the end of Pi 1, does that then go back down when we go to Logi Psi to 150? Yeah, it goes to 160. And then we get up towards the end of Logi Psi, and those researches are costing like 800, and then it drops down to, yeah, a little over 400, about half. And then here's the real kicker. We get to 1300 here, and now these only cost 700 instead of like 1300. So they made the game cheaper right under our feet. They made everything easier back in my day. But I mean, overall, it's not going to change that much. But I mean, this is pretty significant change, actually. I say it's not going to change that much. I actually disagree. I think this decreases pretty significantly the amount of science you need to like get rolling in Pi or in Kim. I almost said Pi 3. In Kim's side, this is a massive cheapening of things. Because these were costing us, you know, what? 1,300, 1,400? I don't remember how much we paid, but it was a lot more than 700 groupings. So like we could have had at this point like 4 or 6 more researches done in Kimsci with no additional cost. That's a pretty big deal. Because I needed some of these, you know, sooner. So like that's a really big deal. I'm interested. I think this is maybe to encourage players to build fewer total science packs, maybe. I don't know. So we don't need as many science per second. Ugh, just means I need more vat brains though. I'm still concerned about how to build vat brains bigger. I might make a brains from raw input sort of situation. That could be kind of cool. Like, we just make a blueprint that is, you know, AUGs. Like, we'll request probably the moss and the food. I'll mine the flora locally, I'll get the water locally, and I'll make the sap locally. And then we'll just have like a blueprint that spits out brains. And well, but the problem is it spits out other animal parts. So I probably just need to spit out AUGs and trust this thing to keep doing its job. Huh. I don't know, man. Alright, well. Regardless, we are gonna do what? Improve glass, I guess? Question mark? How was I planning on doing that? Wait, does the glassworks 20 megawatt? No, it does not. That might have been the thing that was in the patch notes, though. I'm not really sure. Anyway, what was I gonna do about glass? I literally don't... What was wrong with this? Wasn't it just a hot air problem? Which is now fixed? I'm actually not sure what I meant by improved glass. Did I mean to improve the overall speed? What did I mean by that? How have I forgotten my own notes? That's not normal. Improve glass, question mark. What was the problem with it? Yeah, we knew about that issue. Yeah, we figured this out. None of that is news. So what do I mean by improved glass? I'm genuinely not sure what I meant by that. What I might do is beacon all of this. Just to be a little faster, and then I am going to reduce the fluid fuel consumption here because it's quite large. And then I don't think I need more. This is already jammed up. Let's see. And these are being fed with doodads, so that's good. And then these are the ones providing crushed quartz, and they seem to have enough. Wait, powdered quartz is stuck. Wait, that's because... Ah, I've done something wrong. We need to take directly from one of the buildings. No, because the stone isn't flowing separately. Yeah, we need the stone output to separately be able to get out. Like this. Alright. And then I guess this would be not stone, so blacklist stone. Okay. What tech did we just finish? Botany stage 2! Oh, I can get Moss Farm Mark 2. Okay, that's going to be huge. As well as mostly the thing I care about was it Tufra? Relasia? Kickout? It was probably Kickout and Sap. Oh, and Seaweed. All the free stuff is in here. The Sap and the Seaweed having Mark 2 buildings is huge. That's going to double my Seaweed production. Which should even more improve my ability to make free fatty acids. Okay, so in the auto mall. Oh, I love our auto mall. I'm so proud of it. I'm proud of you, little guy. We are gonna go with some Seaweed Crop Facility Mark 2s. Let's go with 4. We're gonna go with some Botanical Nurseries. Probably also 4. And we're gonna go with some Sap Tree. Sap Extractor. 4. Honestly, let's bump that up a little bit. These are needed in larger quantities when they're needed. We'll go with 6. Alright, and then Kickout, I think, is the final one I'll do for now. Because we fixed Relasia pretty well. Let's do 3 at a time of that. Okay, so I need Seaweed, Sap, Kickout over here. Seaweed, Sap, Kickout. Oh, and Botanical. Alright, we'll just keep adding as we go. And that should do it. Assuming I have all the ingredients, which I'm gonna trust that I do. Could be bad. I really don't know what I meant by improved glass question mark. Huh. And didn't we look into glass 3 and it kind of sucks? Am I making that up? And what about lamps? All right, let's do that now. But yeah, I'm still not sure what I meant by that note. Like, what was wrong with things here? Because we've got all the hot air and all of that now, and I fixed the stoppage. So improve glass. What did I mean? The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? Because I'm short on Petri dishes, I think, is the problemo. So yeah, I mean, Glassworks tier 2 would be good, I guess. Which we did unlock. So maybe that's what I meant. Because then with a tier 2 building, I can shove in some more efficiency. But the tier 2 building, isn't it less efficient now? We go from 10 to 20, so no, it's the same efficiency. Maybe I thought, maybe before the patch, it's confusing because I just applied the patch in which that might have changed this balance, and I don't care enough to go back and look to see if it changed anything, or not. I'd have to unpatch it to find out. But I think, okay, this is my normal buildings one. I think the Glassworks tier 2 was more efficient before, and I was excited to upgrade to it. And then they ripped that out from underneath me. Literally, somehow, the episode before I make it. What are the chances? What are the freaking chances? Alright, what am I doing? Something's dead here. Why is this dead? How is this dead? That's how. Because these buildings get the seeds first, so. Okay, I need to intercept some cadaverics. I'll just do that. Okay, so, because that's taken a while to spin up, so any way that I can help it is good. Alright, well, I guess one thing I could do is get more productivity here. And another thing I could do is actually enable these stupid beacons. How do I always forget to power beacons, Krydax? Goodness. Amateur freaking hour. Okay, so I need to upgrade these guys. And then these are going to be too slow. What's cheaper, a beacon and 2 modules or 4 modules? What's the cost of a beacon compared to the cost of 2 modules? I'm honestly not sure. What I wouldn't give for a mod that would allow me to break things down. I mean, we have Hell mod, but like just with one click of a button, and somehow it knows the decisions I've made throughout the game and how I'm producing things and what recipes I'm doing and how many prod modules are in various buildings. Basically what I'm saying is I need a second player who just runs Hell mod for me. I need a Jarvis, you know, from Iron Man. Crunch the numbers for me, Jarvis. Will do, sir. And then it just does all the crap that I need it to do. I'm gonna think that it's cheaper to do this, mostly because then I don't need the power for the beacon, but it might not be. And this is gonna start straining the seaweed. Are we stacking? Yeah, we are stacking seaweed. Okay, we're good then. At least I think we're good. We might need a second stack inserter. This is where having a red belt here could be helpful. Because again, then it can drop its little individual stacks faster. So. Alright, what's the auto mall up to right now? Is it catching up? No. We're out of titanium. Or out of bots. Or what's going on here? It is making sap extractor Mark 1. Okay, so we're good on that front. I wonder how many. Yeah, see, these numbers need to be higher. They should be at least as high as these numbers. So if that's 6, this should be 6. And seaweed should be higher. The other ones are probably fine because I'm only going to make a few at a time. Yeah, I definitely need tier 2 bots going at some point. Vrouk stage 3, are they expensive? Ugh, maybe. Quality food seems pretty pricey. How well does this improve Vrouk productivity? So we go from... Oh, we need bedding as well. Yikes. Make 8 Vrouks. That is so much faster. It's like 3 times faster. Cocoon. It's also more cocoon productive is the main thing I was wondering, and it is. We get 8 per 30 instead of 4 per 20. So that's a pretty big deal. And then cocoon recipe. Needs bedding. Okay, wait, it does make double and a little bit faster. So you're using 1 bedding and 1 food, 1 quality food. We lose the sap requirement. Interesting. So that averages out to 20 cocoons, which then is enough to make almost 8 Vrauks out of... Well, I guess it's not 8 Vrauks. It's 2/3 of 8 Vrauks. Though we also have productivity on... Also, someone pointed out this mistake. We have productivity on these buildings, but not these buildings. When I was looking at the Muckmoo turd, I was forgetting that we only get productivity on the Muckmoo, not on the repro complexes. That was a mistake that I made. Yeah, I mean, Vrauks are good. We're getting half a Vrauk a second. I don't really need more than that until we need more chitin. So I'll probably not change anything. So I'm still not entirely certain what improved glass meant. It had to have been something about just the amount of molten glass, I guess. Was it? I don't know. Okay, so these are now going at plus 0.48 speed. We're now running out of quartz, which means Crystal Mine Mark II. They are twice as fast, and I can make them. But I could also just do speed modules to get a bunch more without too much hassle for now. Of course, I forgot to power these up. And then finally, yeah, look, I just want to be efficient here and get as much glass as possible. So let's do input priority left. And then this will be output priority left. But then I can do one of these. So now we're also supporting glass production with that. Alright, and then the consumption is at least in the same ballpark as it was before, 1.5 versus 1.9. Speed versus consumption, so that's looking good. Coffee's starting to flow in my veins, which would be very dangerous if that's how it actually worked, but thankfully it doesn't. Okay, cool. So, back to whatever it was we were doing. I'll call that improved glass, I think. Let me just make sure the glass request is, like, maxed out. Where even am I requesting molten glass? Up here? Yeah, that's maxed out. Okay. So it is very much a molten glass issue, at least currently. At some point that might change, but I've got Glassworks Tier 2 on the way, which will allow for more modulage. Because like a speed plus an efficiency is pretty close to canceling out the extra power cost. Because then you've got 40% speed and 70% consumption only. I'm still on the train that efficiency module 2 should be more powerful. 30, 40, 50 is not a satisfying curve. I think it should be 30, 45, 60. That feels a lot better. And that actually matches it. Well, okay, so that would be 30, 45, 75 to match what speed does. And prod and pi is different though, so it just does a 1, 2, 3, which is what you want it to do. But yeah, efficiency just doesn't keep up. And honestly, it only matters for fuel. For as far as power goes, given how easy this power has been to add, I just think we're not going to struggle with power for a long time. And we have the alarm set up, right? Yeah. And this is actually turned off, right? Yeah. I have like gobs of stored up steam, which I'm gonna just add more to. We're just gonna increase our battery from 500,000 to 1,000,000 pressurized steam, which would run this thing for 1,000 seconds. No, sorry, it consumes 600 a second. So that would actually run this thing for how long? More than 1,000 seconds. Be more than 30 minutes of running. Anyway, I'm getting distracted from my goal here. What is my goal? Cotton Gut Stage 2 woo, 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 I think is my current goal. Got it. Cadaverics. Okay. I'm gonna move these 3 over. Apparently one at a time. Because this building is the next most likely to start running. And then I guess I'll take these as well. Okay, this way things will actually happen automatically instead of constantly requiring my attention. Things will build up over time. Though actually these, let's see, it's going to produce 8 more. So I do need to put these to seed. And then I'll let the rest happen as it does. Okay, so for Cotton Gut Stage 2, we've got some pieces that we needed to make, and I don't remember what they are, because it's been a couple days. I actually had 2 days off for mental health. Not for mental health, but I wasn't scheduled at work. I didn't have any tutoring to do because all my students are on holiday break. And I specifically decided not to schedule anything with friends or family because as much as I love my friends and family, very important to me. There's just something about it, and I don't know if this is my ADHD or if it's just my personality or both, you know, we're the sum of our parts, right? And so like, whatever it is, for me, if I have one thing scheduled, it makes the whole day feel different. Like, I can have a whole day free and I have a 5 p.m. dinner with somebody, which I'll come home afterwards. You know, it's like 2 hours of my day or 2.5 or whatever. And somehow that makes the whole day feel different than if I just have an open day. There's just something about a completely open day with 0 plans. And my therapist is trying to help me figure out, like, how do I, like, listen to my body and say, what do I feel like doing? And, like, let's do that. Let's, like, actually try to take care of myself. And, like, do I feel like playing a video game? If I don't, then don't do it. Do I feel like, you know, and trying to avoid, like, basic doom scrolling stuff, which for me is, like, YouTube scrolling, because I don't actually do doom scrolling. But you know, it's my version of that is just browsing YouTube and watching whatever interesting science, technology, engineering, math videos I find. I'm such a classic STEM nerd. Anyway, all that to say, I had 2 days off. I didn't play Pi. I didn't record any videos. I didn't do any work. It was so great. But I also ended up not getting any Pi done. So it's been a couple days since I played, and now I'm all like thrown out of whack, you know? Anyway, I'm just checking glass production. Is that actually higher? It does look like we boosted it. And then that's on top of re-enabling the other 6,000 a minute that I had. So I think we'll be okay now. Eventually this quartz, well, I was gonna say it's gonna run out. 25 million is gonna last me a while. It's not gonna run out anytime soon, at least. Oh, I was gonna look at quartz 3. That's what I was gonna look at. Okay. So molten glass. Whoa. Which one is it that we unlock? I think it's just the purified. Yeah, the 1500 from purified quartz. The high-grade pulp is the next one, and then the high-grade quartz is the next one. I seem to remember this one sucking, but it's been a long time, so that could be different. Then again, the one I'm doing right now kind of sucks. Wow, that got way laggier. I don't know what changed, but that like loading in of recipes feels laggier to me. Am I just making that up? I don't know what's going on there. All right, so this one is set up to produce from 30 quartz, basically. We get about 75 molten. So we'll build that out from 30. Quartz pulp, powdered quartz, crushed quartz. That's a pretty simple chain compared to the other ones we've done. And if we throw 30 on there... Whoa! Are you serious? Wait, what does this cost me? Just some sodium carbonate? And isn't that less sand? So it's 15 pure sand. Versus, and that's for 75 molten glass. So this is all of these ingredients, like I can cut it to see the cost per 75 molten glass. That cuts the cost of 1.5 regular sand and 1 pure sand and 0.1 sodium carbonate. A tiny bit of creosote and slaked lime. Wow, this is incredible. This makes glass so easy. Holy crap. Yeah, we definitely want to queue that up. Because it's already available, right? Yeah. Heck yes. It also unlocks a new glassware recipe. Oh, and the lamp recipe. Yeah, I wanted to look at that. Okay, so then within this, let's do glassware. Yeah, there's definitely a lag hitch in that. That was not there before. It's like a full-on lag frame, or lag half second. If anyone knows what that's about, let me know, because that wasn't there before, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so this guy... I'm just looking at the cost of, let's say, 10 versus the cost of 10 of these. Okay, so as far as molten glass, it's like worlds different. We go from 240 to 35. That's like cheating. That's like no glass. Holy crap. Rubber stoppers 8 down to 5. Oh, but it needs purified quartz instead. Boron trioxide 10 goes down to 2.5. Refined syngas I don't give a fart about because that's super easy for me to make in large quantities. And the hot air irrelevant, but it uses less of that too because I have infinite hot air now. So the purified quartz is 0.25. How much glass is that? As long as it's less than 215 molten glass worth, we're good to go. The purified quartz represents 500 per unit. So what that means is a fourth of one represents a fourth of 500, which is half of 250, which is 125. So that means this is costing us 160. Yeah, 160 molten glass. And we didn't even have to process this. We will have to ship purified quartz. That's the slightly annoying part about this, but that's fine. It's better in every way. Yeah, 160 versus 240. That's exactly 2/3 of the cost of glass. Wow, that's a really huge productivity boost on glassware. Really huge. I mean, it's 2/3 of it's an eighth of the hot air. It's a fourth of the buildings. It's a fourth of the boron trioxide. It's about 2/3 of the rubber stoppers, 2/3 of the glass, all just for the cost of some refined syngas. That's so good. That's so good. All right, what else does glass 3 give us? Oh, it gives us the new lamp recipe. Let's see how that looks. I'm a little iffy about it, but let's investigate. Let's investigate. Yeah, I mean, it's literally paused the game. What is going on with this? Something changed in the patching. I don't, unless my computer's like broken or gotten slower or something. Something's weird. Oh, my update seems about the same, so my CPU seems to be doing about the same as it was before. So if anyone has any ideas for what's going on with Helmut, and Helmut didn't even update. Something about the Pi update has changed how long Helmut sits there and hunts when you hit add a recipe. Why is this taking so much longer? Did Pi add a bunch of recipes? I mean, I don't think so. I think all the ones that are here were here before. Unless there's some entire category of recipe that they added somewhere that like got huge. Like all those were already there. I don't know. Y'all, I'm confused. Let me know if you have any ideas. Anyway, what am I looking at? Lamp? Okay. So we have to break it down to molten castings. Which... so the glass... We'll just break it down to molten glass, and then copper, molten copper, iron, molten iron, and cable, advanced casting. Okay, and then this version, no productivity. This version, no productivity. Okay, important notes. We need to make sure there's prod wherever it does actually fit. Okay, and then this version, no prod. Okay, so that's just a straight comparison then between these two. So what do we, let's make the numbers slightly bigger. Let's go for 10 lamps. Okay, so the circuit version is the new one, so that we'll put the new one on top. So we're using 66 instead of 142 glass, so it's about half the glass price. Slightly more copper, 33 instead of 24. Same amount of iron, 13 to 13. A little bit less borax. About the same amount of advanced castings, funnily enough. And then we add in some simple circuit cost instead of sand castings. I mean, simple circuits are definitely pricier, but I wouldn't say they're expensive at this point in the game. I can probably pretty easily make a couple circuits a second at this point, if I wanted to. What did I actually build my new green circuit build to, though? I don't remember. About 2 a second? But we can get prod and speed and tier 2 into all this soon. So, and most of the cost of these, oh, I can put prod in here too. Why did I not put prod in here? Most of the cost, like these 5 things are all made right here. So once those are prodded in tier 2, now we've got 20% more of the ingredients. Solder definitely we have more of as well, because that's molten lead and tin. When do I get the next? I do get another solder. 10, 20, 30. Tin lead tar makes 40. I mean, that's the really good one, but we don't get that for a while. This one is iffy. We'll have to see when this will be after we make our new silver and lead build. We'll see if that's actually cheaper or not. Because it's, what happened to the music? Why does the music do this? I have not figured out why Spotify sometimes stops. Maybe it's because I don't have repeat on, but it stops more often than the whole length of the album. So anyway. So ignoring the tar, we've got 30, which is mostly lead going into solder. And ignoring the tar, we've got 50. 30 going to 40, and here we've got 50 going to 70. But now it's mostly 10, which once I move to 10-3, this will actually be pretty strong. But we've still got 10 silver, which I'm not sure how easy that is to get. I'm not worried about the copper there at all. That's cheaper than tin or lead. But yeah, I'm curious about, is it easier to get 10 silver than what would be about 30 lead? Is kind of the cost of what 70 solder would have. And the tin ratio goes up a little bit. I'm not too worried about that. So that's going to be based on the new silver. Where did that go? This one. So this is the one that's making silver and lead. And we're making 60 lead and only 12 molten silver from the same block at the same time. Because remember, we broke it all down, and like, you can't turn it all into silver yet. There's a piece that we're missing. The ability to turn silver lead concentrate into high-grade silver is what we can't do yet. I can do the high-grade lead, but not the high-grade silver. High-grade silver requires silver stage 3. Yeah, which we don't get forever. So then that means we will be getting lead and silver at the same time. That also means we're gonna have to burn lead if we need more silver, and vice versa, because these are gonna be tied together. Which means we could, if we have too much silver, we could always just use the silver for solder as an alternative. Yeah, that actually works doubly well. Using solder as a... because then it's like... now we're... so like if I have too much silver, now we're getting more lead back, which is the thing that's running currently anyway. So using solder as a swap back and forth, it might not be powerful enough, but it'll definitely help, and then we can always burn the excess. But swapping solder back and forth to use more lead or more silver seems like a good plan. The tin usage is similar in both. It's a little bit more in the second one, weirdly enough, in the silver version. But I don't think tin's going to be the problem once we do tin 3. Okay, well, we're getting closer to the end of the episode, and I still haven't figured out what we're doing with cotton guts, but that's okay. That's okay. Where are those little cadaverics? Oh, we need 5? Oh, yeah, we need 5. Any other buildings have seeds? No? Okay. Yeah, this one's gonna take a while. These are slow to spin up. Oh wait, there was a seed. Where did that come from? Oh, it must have been in the mixer. Okay, so anyway, compost upgrade. Was there something else I was supposed to upgrade immediately? I don't think so. We didn't need more. I mean, moss is great. We didn't need more wood, did we? Not immediately, at least. Tufra, I don't think we upgraded that. Aloe, we're gonna need more of at some point, but not yet. Renea, Grod, that can all be upgraded later. Cadaveric, Moondrop, and Guar. Yeah, we don't need any of those right now. And then Relasia, if we need it. Is the Autom all done with its stuff? Yeah, we probably should add those eventually. Anyway, what are the compost options here? So these options are steam, energy consumption and speed up. I mean, that's reasonably nice, and we just add offshore pumps, so it's not like they're really more expensive. As far as I can tell, everything else is the same, looks like. So this is just basically make them faster. No big deal. Okay, what's this guy? Base productivity. Now, I like the sound of that, but it consumes 1 kilowatt of sweet syrup, but its efficiency is 100,000%? What? What the heck does that mean? Oh, now this. It gives us the ability to make retrovirus out of biomass and hot air, which is basically free, remember? And biomass is basically free too. So this just gets us free retrovirus? 0.1 per second per mark level. And it's also scaled on module effects, of course. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. And then what the heck is Worm Hotel? Lets you make worms from biomass. That's about 2 worms a second. Lets you turn stone brick back into stone really fast in an agitator. What's the current recipe for that? That was weird. That was also lagging. What is going on with my game? That's 5 seconds in a jaw crusher, so the agitator's definitely faster. Okay, affected by productivity. Tree seeds. I mean, that's slightly more productive, but like, does that matter that much? I guess having the productivity is kind of nice, but I don't know. Tree seeds are never like a huge percentage of anything, so I'm not super worried about that. What I don't remember is if that one can be productivity. I don't think it can, right? Oh, it can. No, that can be prodded as well, so it's not that different. Okay, 25% more tree seeds. Gravel can be turned into coarse fractions. That would have been useful a while ago, but not anymore. And then guts can be turned into manure. That's probably the most useful one, because we end up with lots of guts we're not using. But still, the free retrovirus and free prod is hard to say no to. Can I make enough sweet syrup to run all of my composters? 1 kilowatt. So yeah, what is going on here? So the... Okay, so the minimum temperature is what you're measuring above, because water's 15. So with sweet syrup, The minimum temperature is 0, and it's 1 kilojoule per degree Celsius, which means 10 degree sweet syrup is 10 kilojoules per unit. And these say they consume 1 kilowatt, which would be 1 unit per second, but the efficiency is not 1,000%, and it's not 10,000%, it's 100,000%. So that means it's only consuming 1 watt, which doesn't line up with the sweet syrup's fuel value. 1 kilojoule per degree Celsius, not 1 joule per degree Celsius. So I'm actually confused. It says in the like, I trust it sort of that this is correct, 0.1 per second, but is that actually true? I'm just confused because that doesn't add up with the efficiency being what it says. Huh. Yeah, and this one seems pretty meh. It just makes them faster, which as we get to tier 2 and modules and stuff, that's not really that necessary. So the free retrovirus is definitely what we want. Plus, not to mention, what the heck is this? We get to turn powdered biomass into coal bed gas. Now that is not something that was cheap to make otherwise. Hold on. Because coal bed gas can be turned into some stuff. There's a lag spike when I finish the research too. Okay, I guess coal bed gas isn't that great. If we want to use filtration media, we can get refined syngas out of it. Or syngas, or coal gas. All of the red, yellow, orange gases can come from coal bed. Otherwise, it's not really that necessary. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I'm definitely a little confused by the sweet syrup kilojoule thing. Because based on the math, it seems like there's way more. Anyway, how many composters do I have in the base? I have 33. 10 of which are deconstructed. So I have 23. And only a few of them are sped up. So let's say I have, you know, and we could put efficiency in these instead. So we need another one. So like we need like 26. So 2.6 sweet syrup a second. How weird would that be? Or like, let's say 4 a second. Let's go higher to start. It's just a little bit of lime and 0.6 tufra. That's it. Lime and tufra. You know, I think I'm gonna go with this. Well, okay, hold on. There's the really annoying part of having to ship in sweet syrup everywhere. That's the part I haven't talked about yet. I didn't forget about it. I just had it on the pause considering it for a minute. So, oh gosh, this is full. Oh, that's bad news. Oh man. I mean, we knew this was coming. The more animals the more I upgrade these, the more I need to upgrade all this. We're gonna have to stack on this belt now or some crazy crap. Jeez. So what? We need this to be the same behavior greater 69,000 or whatever the number was, 69,500, and set filters as well. And then do that. Okay. Anyway, so there's the other thing about this. Do I want to have to I'd have to bring sweet syrup to every single building. How annoying is that? How many composters do I have just in random spots like this? You know, like, those don't really count. It's gonna be pretty annoying. But I have global logistics. I can always bring in a bot. 1 barrel of sweet syrup is 500 seconds of running a composter, and it'll be even longer if I throw in efficiency modules. So, in that sense, if I just need a tiny amount of composting, I can do it with logistics bots. I really don't like that, though. This feels like a dangerous... It feels like a dangerous turn to take, but at the same time, I've only got, realistically, like 1, 2 places that are composting regularly. 3, I guess this one is. Everything else is more of a fail-safe, backup, get rid of biocrud situation. I guess we won't be able to delete biocrud as easily. Because, yeah, I've been composting it, but now we'd have to import. And it takes 3 seconds. So 0.3 sweet syrup. So 1 barrel would run 350 times. So 600 biocrud can be disposed of per barrel of sweet syrup brought in. They'll come in 3 at a time with the logistics bot. So... So 1,800 biocrud per logistics bot trip? That is a lot of biocrud, and that's without even efficiency modules. If I get a tier 2 building with 2 efficiency modules, so it's only 40% consumption, now I have 2.5 times that, which is 4,500 biocrud from 1 logistics bot trip. Okay, when I look at it that way, if I'm getting enough biocrud where that happens regularly, then I'd be putting it on trains anyway. So I think that's the one we're gonna choose. Get ready for sweet syrup composting. So that's gonna be something we're gonna have to prepare for. Okay, well, we didn't get to Cotton Gut Stage 2. We did a lot of investigating though. And what I'm gonna do next is... I do want the cotton gut turd pretty bad, but it's gonna be a while, I guess. Did we already get what's it called? The Prandium lab? No, this is what we want to work towards as well. Land animal stage 2. Huh. That's pretty far away. I know we're gonna need biofilm. But let's take a detour on research. Gosh, I keep getting distracted. Signal transmission lets me do channels. I should build these now. I forgot about them. Oh, I definitely need these guys for sure. And then more spore prod, why not? And then I want to work on bots before we get back to Kim. I will do the glass now, though. That seems pretty strong. Okay. All right, well, we're going to be just about done with the episode, but I will keep working on these, and I will look at cotton guts to see what all we needed. And then we'll go ahead and run that building twice. And that building. That should get things going a little better. And cotton gut stage 3. So we need a bunch of stud pups. Oh, good. They turned them the other way and made them a different color. That's nice. Much easier to tell the stud pups apart now from the regular pups. So the ones going to the left are the normal cotton guts. Anyway, so the quality food, didn't I already set that up? Or did I set up something else and I'm forgetting? No, we did. We for sure did. Okay, so then that all goes to tier 1. And then, yeah, I mean, we just need all the things. You know what I realize is we're requesting... Oh, I need to do trash and request it. Yeah, and then it'll get rid of flora. Crap, it's not here. Anyway, we need the... what is that? The red stuff. Renea, yeah. Renea seeds. How's Renea looking, by the way? Nice. We got the seeds. Okay. So back to our worker food area. And this just needs to add Renea seed. Boom. And I think that's the only thing we're missing. We should have... Wait, we don't have Ash, Ralasia, or Moon? That can't be right. We've got to have Ralasia seeds in here somewhere. There's no way. Wait, all these other foods have not required Ralasia seeds? That's crazy. No way. We've required Ralasia, but not Ralasia seed. Okay, well. A lot of plants are gonna give their lives for this buffer. Alright. Ralasia seed. And again, Ash? Surely we've used Ash. And yet, I see none. I see none. That one's gonna need a special, though. I don't know. I don't want to request 20 stacks of Ash. Alright, so Ash, Renea, Ralasia, and then Moondrops? Again with the surprise that we haven't needed those, but I guess not. All right. I'll do 23 on moon drops. That's a pretty small buffer. Okay, so that should get quality cotton gut food going. Make sure that's buffered on the right thing. Okay, cool. So that should do it for quality cotton gut food. And then that means in the next episode we can start with... I guess we don't quite need the food yet. We need this one, which doesn't need food. This is what we do next. And this needs to be near fetal serum and artificial blood, which I did bring in here. Oh, I already got this all ready to go. Look at me. Oh, I'm on top of things. Look at me go. Okay, so now I just need the plugins. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. All right, so then that one can go across, up, over. Oh, that's dangerous. Those are all poking out that way. Maybe I'll go up here just in case. And then... because weird things can happen otherwise. And then the fetal serum... annoyingly can't go backwards easily. What I can do... this, and then this, and this. Okay, so I believe that will get phase 2 cotton gut breeding program going in the next episode. And then that will produce a lot of random cotton gut studs. That's fine. What I care about is to tell me when these guys are at 2. I think it's 2. Is it 2? Yes. And there is a chance of failure with that. It's pretty low. But it's like 15%. Yeah, it's a 15% chance of failure. So it's existent. That's 1 in 6, you know. All right, we're gonna call that an episode. Yeah, and then in the next one we'll be working on the glass stuff, probably getting ready for that. And then I don't know, our base is really humming along, getting cadaverics going here. Everything else seems to be running pretty smooth at this point. Power usage, you know, we've got 5 gigawatts now. That's crazy. Beacons are eating most of it. Again, it bothers me there's no summation line. Like, I want to sum all these together. I can't. So I just have to kind of manually look. But yeah, we're somewhere in the realm of like 1.5 gigawatts just going to beacons. And the rest is, I guess, boilers, particle accelerators, and electrolyzers. Which, if I want to spend a bunch of modules, we could get a lot back from that. And just random buildings, you know, all that up. Okay, sweet. Well, as always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.